Hello everyone, Koopa here. I'm here with...
I can't see it. I'm ChampionNBloom. I can't see anything.
I forgot.
Technical difficulties.
Sorry.
That one. I'm just going based on the name of the tab.
There we go.
Hooray!
Yay, it's been solved.
Alright. And you?
I'm Brawler Claw 67.
And we're here. You need to remember your name.
I got caught off guard.
And we're back with more Danganronpa. We're at the first trial. We're gonna figure out who it was that killed Sayaka and who, clear our name.
My vote is Naegi. I think he did it.
Oh,
I think he
think so?
Sleep.
He's a sleepwalker?
Yeah.
So, truth bullets. These are our evidence. I'm just gonna take a quick look at it. Now keep in mind, I know everything that happens. As far as the details of the trials and like what order to present stuff and where and all that, I don't remember perfectly, because it has been a little bit. Here's where we set our skills, by the way. So this is the one that we got from Sayaka, I believe. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Bullet time battle.
What?
Okay, that's the only one we got? Oh, we didn't even get anything from Junko or,
We got extra
Hina.
but we didn't get any skills from.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever.
Oh well.
Alright, let's go.
Alright.
Okay, I guess I gotta stand up.
Begin with a basic explanation of the class
I actually
trial.
stood up,
So,
but nobody.
your votes
there's no
will
camera,
determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
That's so weird the
But
way he said
if
it.
you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn
Oh, Valiant's
idiot.
effort.
Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick?
Oh, God.
What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship. Okay,
Get out of
but what about that other NPC?
here. He said he's,
Yes, I know what he said. I just don't know why.
he's dumb.
There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
What if I don't want to let her?
It's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line.
Well, heck.
My first non-stop to debate. It's about to begin. Would I like to hear more? I don't need to. So, also, we're not going to be doing too much voice acting in this one, because the trials are mostly voice. So, but there are some points.
Awesome.
So I know how to do this. Basically, we got our bullets. We're starting off with just one because it's easy, because it's the first one.
I assert that the one
And we
who was
have to
murdered
aim and
was
point and
Miss
shoot that
Sayaka
bullet
Maizono.
at the statement.
Yeah, you know that.
Oh, gotcha.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise.
Also, I'm not moving the thing right now. It automatically has a little bit of
She didn't
movement.
even have a chance to resist.
Shoot,
And then the blue
shoot.
ones, well, here, we have a time limit up at the top. Huh? Something about what was just said, or something's off about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation of what happened in my room. So, this is
I
the
assert
easy
that the one
one.
who was
Also,
murdered
Yeah,
was
you have to shoot the statement, don't you?
In the bathroom, so it seemed the
Yeah, that's what I'm
killer
saying. Shoot.
surprised while she was in the
Also, you
bathroom.
can do-
She didn't even have a chance to
Concentrating.
No, it's wrong.
Objection!
there it is.
Just a
All the
second,
feedback.
Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
I'm trying to place her accent.
And that's where they
That almost
finished
sounds
the
Russian
ride.
to me.
I was thinking well, I don't know if French. I think the idea is it's some type of European.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Well, then why did I have to object? then?
Okay, so what's next?
I mean,
Because it's the tutorial.
why didn't you do it, Yakuya?
Because it was the
Next
tutorial.
is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
It's because it is a real trial. You
We need to
Don't-
determine what was used to kill Sayaka.
The knife.
This is early game.
So what was used to kill her?
It's definitely
Some kind
a
of sharp object
sword.
thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, is the murder weapon.
This guy's
So
this
the
guy's so
killer
useless.
used some random knife they had on him.
Shoot, shoot,
How
shoot,
could
shoot.
anyone do
I'm
something
going
like
through
that?
with the thing though.
Son of a bitch.
Also, listen.
So what was used?
There was some kind of without a doubt. That is the murder.
So the killer used some random
It like makes their voices go.
Real George.
They either slow down or they actually speed up, like get higher pitch and stuff. It's really funny.
No, I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife. Huh? A kitchen knife? After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
Mondo,
And if you look
come on,
real
man.
close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well,
Thank
we
you,
can talk
Kyoko.
all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's got to be a breakthrough somewhere, just waiting for us to find. Because I know, well, I'm not the killer. What I like to hear, I'm good. I believe this is the one telling us that there's more than one of the white things. Either that or it's the one where there's noise.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen
Okay, no, it's not
knife was
the
the
noise
murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it
Mhm.
in secret. When nobody
Yep.
was in the dining hall. And then he
Yeah, that's where we got. That's where we shoot it.
Yeah.
Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
No, I did not.
Then decided.
No, it's not. No, we have not.
I actually don't remember what that
So I guess
tutorial
there's no
was.
question
I
that
think
the
it was
kitchen
about
knife
slowing
was the
down
murder
and
weapon. But where
speeding
does
up.
that get us?
Makoto must have did it in secret.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Objection.
Okay, wait, hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Are you gonna read it or?
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives were still there. When I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass, one of the knives was gone. That's it.
Oh, so you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Alright.
Just to be
You're fine.
perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, Did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of
Yeah, she
which,
literally has nothing to gain from this.
if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer.
Please do.
Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seemed the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking,
Aww.
I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is
Monica will make some edits.
a boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
But
Mario.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Real quick. Save often.
Well,
Plus, it's
because
very quick in this game.
they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking
Sayaka.
about...
She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen... Monokuma! It was
Then-
Monokuma.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
That's not good.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna
Hold
die.
on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer,
then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
You know what it is?
Bewildering?
Yeah, I got it.
What the hell are you talking about?
Something
I
was
think I got it
missing
as
from
well.
the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
A-Man's Gambit. More puzzles. I already know how to do it. Actually, it's different between the games, so I actually don't remember for sure how to do it in this game.
Galaxy version.
Yo, this is looking like freaking Neku,
What?
oh, this, yeah, right.
Oh yeah, the hair.
Now I understand.
I was thinking the doorknob.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Dude, that was looking like freaking Rolden's
That's
stuff.
right.
That kind of was.
There wasn't
yeah.
a single hair on the floor.
So
And he's gonna go fight a bunch of
culprit
freaking
removed some
noise.
evidence?
Yeah.
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
But there were damages on the
In that
wall.
case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Thank you, Kyoko.
Makoto isn't the
Yeah.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why
And this is what I
Makoto
was
couldn't
thinking.
have done it.
I'm
I
sure.
would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they
Nope, I
ran
missed it.
after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
This is what I
Yes, they
was
broke the doorknob.
Yeah, this is what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Had
too.
some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
Do I? Do I really? Yeah, the doorknob.
I got
Take that! Take that!
evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
You kind of have to suspend your disbelief on the parts where they say, like, see
how
that
it's the
it
case.
is? Or, like,
Yeah,
when
it's
I
like
went
they're not in the bathroom.
Or like when I went to the when we went to the gym to show the crystal ball to Hero
Yeah,
and
it's like,
stuff.
look, the crystal, is this your crystal ball? And he's like, yeah, that's my crystal ball. Like,
Even
we're not in the
though-
room where the crystal ball is right now.
Yeah, you just have to suspend your disbelief on that
Yeah.
stuff. It's a video game, but
Yeah.
that stuff technically is kind of continuity breaking, but whatever.
You know.
Oh, yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice at first, but is that the key point here? Save often.
Oh yeah, man.
I always like to try to save before each non-stop debate. You can save during them, but I like to save before if I
Playing
can.
this like it's clean and straight. Save at all times.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was
Oops, I
first
didn't mean to do that.
attacked in the main
I didn't mean
room.
to. I hit my trigger finger. I didn't mean to.
Shoot!
And there's our health.
Oh no, we took a hit.
Contradiction. That was an accident.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her.
Yeah, that's the one that present the first fake one.
Probably.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
Right, expediency.
We already know the answer.
Yeah, I know where it is.
The incident took place
You
in
know?
Makoto's room. Sayaka was first
What is
attacked
it,
in the
Nicholas?
main room.
Hmm?
She
What
then
is
fled
it?
into the bathroom.
It was the second
Then the
statement, wasn't
killer
it?
ran after her. And they got into the bathroom. At that
This
point,
one?
the killer had to try and
I
bust
would
down
say
the
so.
door.
I would say yes.
Sayaka had locked it.
Oh wait, no, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Couldn't remember if that one was the second or third for some reason.
The
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
breaking in
Bathroom
that
didn't
SE
open
and all that
wasn't
is
because it
not
was
actually
locked.
damage, it's just whether or not you guessed correctly or not. I don't understand
What do you
that.
mean?
The skill that we have, the melodious
The
voice.
skill isn't for non-stop debates. It's for something else.
Oh, okay.
After all, the girls'
There's
rooms
a
are
bunch
the
of different
only
types of
ones with
puzzles in the
walk-in
trial
bathrooms, right?
sequences, and it's not for that.
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck. Huh? What are you talking about? My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
And then cuts to his theme.
No,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door.
The music in this game is pretty fun.
That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just
Okay, it
because
just
it
goes
was
back
stuck.
to the regular music.
Yeah.
But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because the nameplates were switched.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The nameplates.
Mm-hmm.
I'm figuring it out.
They didn't know that it took place in his room.
I got it!
And I'm getting
Killer
health back
must
as well,
not have
slowly
realized
but surely.
that it was
What?
my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was?
What
That's
if you just say he?
inconceivable.
And yet,
Inconceivable.
he's absolutely
You
right.
keep using that word. I do not think it means you keep using it.
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
A possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto.
Which is literally everyone else.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, we've nailed it down a
That's
little
what
bit.
I've been trying to tell you. That's true. One person at a time. We keep kneeling down.
Mhm.
We know it wasn't Junko. Now we know it wasn't Makoto. I mean, we knew it wasn't.
Okay,
Dang, I
then
thought
who
for
did
sure it
do
was
it?
going to be Makoto.
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But
But
Thanks.
what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules.
Because everybody's going to
Majority
die
rules?
if
You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
For serious?
Does
Yeah,
no
that's
one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
you know.
You sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
That's a good question. The first I
That
shall
is a
save.
fantastic question.
That is a good question right there.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible,
Because
right?
then she wouldn't have been able to get
I
back
don't
in.
think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative.
No, you can't do that.
If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Why is he pointing in front of me when I'm right next to him?
I think it was this.
Maybe?
On the night of the murder, we traded rooms. Sayaka originally asked to switch rooms with her.
Yeah. It's this, because of the
I
second
just want to make
paragraph.
sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that. Up to. There you go.
I got
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. I always like
Because
to check.
Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone.
Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
What the hell did they get in?
I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appear.
Oh man!
That is
Totally
smart.
seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like,
so
holy
smart.
crap!
Very smart.
Better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room. Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't.
But of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could...
Of course!
Can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, but
Yeah,
first,
sure, we're all ears.
first,
So, see.
a word from our sponsors.
I feel like that should be
Very
the title
well
of the videos, but
Pay
first, see.
attention.
That's gonna be like every episode, though.
Yeah.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
About that,
Yeah.
Sayaka and Makoto was in the know. It specifically
Yeah. Yeah,
and
the
they
third
know
one.
exactly.
Yep, that one.
Yep.
Yeah. I already knew. I'm not gonna beat around the bush on that one.
Yeah.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name.
And pixel art of him.
And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right? Okay, then who did it?
Me! It was me, Dio!
No, please.
Yeah.
Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about, just the two of us in 5 minutes. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Yeah, that is kind of a
Why would she
suspicious thing to
switch
write.
them in the first place?
I don't know, Sayaka's looking kind of sus.
Yeah.
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she
Not good.
invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
You don't say.
We still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
You fought with your killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell
Aw,
did
I
you
thought
possibly
someone
know
did that themselves.
Wrist?
The gold dust. The gold dust.
Yeah.
When you look at a wrist, present the wrist.
Yep.
I take that! All you have to do is
Yeah.
take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
You're not helping.
Then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room, and what led to Sayaka's death. That's what we need to make clear. More! I don't need Joe gosh dang tutorials. Now we get to switch.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no.
Yeah.
This is where it gets hard.
Yeah, this is where it gets tricky.
The culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
I mean, yeah, we know
Is my
it's sword.
Zono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took
Yeah, this is
that
the part
from
where
her
I'm gonna have to
too.
actually think about it before I submit answers. Because now there's more than
That's
one
exactly
option.
what happened.
Okay, so there's 2 places we can present. There are 3 things we can present, which
Oh,
are
I can't say it
the
during them. I forgot.
Oh no.
Actually, hold on. I think you can. It's just not during transitions to the beginning. There's no explanation to it yet. Nope, no, not that one. Oh no, I can't.
Oh, that's fine.
That's why I saved before, or at least I tried to.
Grab the
That's when the
sword.
first blow was dealt.
If I remember, I think I remember it correctly. Do you want to try to make any guesses before I say
My
anything?
Zono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly
Was there any?
Can you check the
Was there
evidence
any?
real quick?
Yeah, check the knife real quick.
The knife?
Yep.
Well, here. Just while I'm already here.
Handle's missing some gold coating. As is the part of the blade. Took the gem some distance from the sword in itself, just evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. If you're going to attack with someone with a sword, you would almost certainly remove the sheath first.
Or where is it?
Oh, you can't present the missing knife. You can only present the set.
Yeah.
I guess it's the sword-based sneak attack, and you say the sheath. Because it wouldn't be the sword that was the first swing, it was the knife that was the first swing. Because the scabbard was used to try to block it.
Yeah, that's what my guess would be, but I wasn't entirely sure.
Yep.
No, he's wrong.
Alright, cool.
That's what I thought I remembered it being, as well.
Actually, no. I don't.
But first, save. See how quick it is, though?
It is.
You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife? Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
This guy's
Sorry,
trying
but I
really
don't
hard to
think
be the main
Sayaka
character.
used the sword to defend herself.
Yeah.
He's trying
really
really
is.
hard to be the protagonist.
It really is.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The fact that actually
What is it?
her palms.
Palms.
Palm sweaty? And not covered with
Talking
gold?
about her palms, right?
Mom spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti?
The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped from the bathroom.
Why would she do that?
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think
What the heck, Colin?
That's not it at all.
She didn't have. Oh, the water was off.
She's afraid of water.
The water was off.
Yeah. Yep.
According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime.
I didn't know
Ooh, I
that.
skipped the word right again.
What if you need to use the restroom before, or like in the middle of the night, and you can't wash your hands? Why?
Go to bed dirty. With your hands dirty.
You're so different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Wow.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an
Oh my
insult.
god.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Sayaka.
Yeah, no, that.
Yeah. What do you? Let me see what you have.
The
A knife!
kitchen
No!
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka? Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
But first, real quick.
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
I knew it.
Wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument. You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
That's not on the rules.
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate
Like how
on
we
figuring
haven't
out the
talked
answer
for
to
a
this
while.
mystery.
So we haven't
I love how
talked for a while.
Kyoko is saying it's our job.
I know,
If we
right?
can't uncover
Like,
who
she hasn't
murdered
already
Sayaka,
figured this out, let's
it's
be
over
real.
for all of us.
Is it really over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left.
There's like 15 clues we haven't used yet at all. Like, seriously.
Dying.
Right, the dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Shoot.
Very well.
No, I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah. I always like to see everything before I decide.
Do we really have time for all that?
Die! Die!
What?
If we don't do something, we're gonna die!
Okay, yeah, shoot that first statement.
Yeah.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
I didn't need it.
No, it's wrong.
We still have like 15 clues left. Not literally that many, but we still have like 5 things.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining, wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 1,
Shoko, stop beating around the bush.
3, 7. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
Yeah, it's because her finger is covered in that blood. Index finger.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro.
I like how she sounds like she's struggling to read it.
Right? You should know all
I know,
odd
right?
numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little cells are really getting excited now.
But even
You're not
if that
helping.
really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense.
It does if you turn it upside down.
When did you notice that?
Right about, as soon as they said it was an N.
I noticed, I'll be 100% honest, I noticed it immediately, and I mean immediately when we first saw the body.
When you were first playing the game.
When I first played the game, I noticed it immediately.
I mean, I knew already anyway, but I like to think that I would have noticed it immediately.
I didn't catch it. Okay, let me start it again. I don't catch everything in these games as far as, like, hints that are, you know, before the game tells you or before it gives it, you get to the point where you're supposed to figure it out. But that one I did figure out immediately.
I think it's because, like, the first Phoenix Wright game had a puzzle that was like the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure the first Phoenix Wright game had
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure, I think Dual Destinies did.
I don't remember which Phoenix Wright game did it, but I know one of the games did.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh?
I didn't even specifically think of it. The thing that I noticed, the thing that made me notice it first was because of the faded line connecting the end.
Yeah, that
I didn't look at it as a 2 1s first. The first thing I saw was an end because of that blurred, because of the faded line connecting them. And
I
so
didn't notice the faded line.
Did or did not?
I did not.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was like one of the first things I noticed about
That's
it.
one of the first things I
which
noticed, but
caused me to think it was an end.
already.
But yeah, he already knew it.
But I like to think I would have noticed it pretty quickly, but I don't know. Who knows?
Whose name did she write?
It was definitely Junko.
It was definitely Junko right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was definitely Kyoko. No.
There it is.
Here's my answer.
Take that.
The key
We
to
already made that
solving
joke.
this mystery was simply
The one who
rotate the
actually
writing
committed the crime
180 degrees.
It's you!
It's you!
No alibi, no justice, no dream, no hope. It's time to pay for your crimes. Take that.
You're saving that before we accuse someone, so I feel like this isn't that simple.
And then Chance will go, Hyper Combo
Becomes
KO.
the letters
Hyper Combo KO.
L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch
Yeah.
of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
They're not very squiggly.
It's not random
That
at
was the
all.
other thing I thought was a little bit weird about it, is that it looks really blocky. And I feel like if you're dying and writing that message backwards like that, it wouldn't look so blocky. But
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
I just wrote hi up behind me.
That
It's
sounds like one
weird
hell of a
hard to do.
stretch to me.
It would sound like a stretch to you.
You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not,
Yeah, we can.
then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The sleeve? Yeah, it'll probably be the burnt shirt piece.
I got it!
Yep.
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible.
My vote is where?
Yep, I say where as well.
Where?
Yeah.
Where the shirt was destroyed. If we focus on that, it will become clear. Where it was destroyed, you're talking about the traction incinerator, right?
I could be
Shoot!
Oh, sorry.
What?
I wasn't in Actually, I thought that was it as well.
Well, then how, I guess.
I got it!
Really?
If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of,
I thought it was when, but I wasn't confident in my answer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And
Yeah, that's what we were
obviously,
trying to get.
You wouldn't
Sometimes
be able to
those
hit the
things
switch
where?
to turn it on either.
Behind the gate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sometimes things like that.
Not how the incinerator.
Yeah.
You
Whatever.
need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer.
Music's getting serious.
Shadow crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to
Shoot that.
destroy the evidence.
Okay, I'll
Which
do
means
that.
the
but-
only possible
Is your mouse
suspect is
actually moving
whoever
around?
had
No,
the
yeah,
trash
it
room
does it
key.
all. It does that. There's that's one of the skills is to make that lesson. There's different things like skills that give you more health or make it so your meter, your concentration meter, is more. That's English.
Yes.
And Leon was a former baseball person, so he has one heck of a throwing arm.
Whoever was on cliff, so the only one who...
That's
And
true.
You'd have to get close to the incinerator in order.
No, that's wrong.
Especially when throwing spherical objects like crystal balls.
Dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Divine
Throw
with
it.
Roll it.
Throw it.
Roll it.
Yep.
Bowling.
The
Hey, we're
killer
full health
simply
again.
took
Hooray.
aim
Yay,
at the
cool.
incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
Oh, do we get more health by getting your correct guesses?
Yeah.
All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
This is kind of impressive.
Remember what you said before?
Because, oh no. Yeah, look at that. It's pretty narrow.
Yeah,
He's the ultimate. He's the world's greatest baseball player. So, if anyone could do it, it's him.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge
Both, okay.
was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate.
Yep.
Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more
That's
thoroughly.
true.
No, wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
The ultimate baseball boy.
It'd be impossible.
Difficult.
Denying it.
Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Hold on.
The killer is saving.
Killer is saving. Wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all. Because the killer,
Was the ultimate baseball star.
the ultimate baseball star.
I'm starting to put a lot of pieces together.
Baseball
Yeah.
star.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
It's a little bit fiffy because just because he's the ultimate baseball star, does that specifically mean that he's good at pitching? Is he specifically good at hitting?
I would say
If
it's
he's
an
just good at
all-round thing.
everything?
Throwing baseballs isn't just for pitchers.
That's true. No, that's a good point. That's fair.
I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still
Don't
won't
insult.
admit it?
You're-
Okay, then.
Don't insult other
Makoto,
people.
Go
You're trying
ahead
to get
and
them on
review
your
the
side.
incident one
Yeah.
more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Now we get to do another fun thing. Closing argument.
Axel, why'd you do it?
Yay!
That's true. His hair does look like Axel. So we get to fill it out in like a comic book style. And we have 20 minutes to fill it all out.
That's way too much time.
Yeah, good.
So, go back to page 1.
Alright. I'm gonna have, NBloom fill this. Sorry, Champion. I know you earned that title.
I have earned that, and I will... Okay.
Alright, so, also, because it's Japanese, the comic book is going right to left.
Oh, right to left. Okay, that screwed me over a little bit.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Right to left.
It's Japanese. So, what do we put here? We don't have to necessarily do it in order if you don't want.
Him answering the door, obviously, because he had to come in.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Then... Not the lit roller, obviously. I would say he would block it with the sword next. The sheath, not the thing. Oh wait, no, but it looked a scrape.
So this here?
I would... Yeah, oh wait, no, that's his eye, not a scrape.
What?
Yeah. I thought the panel to the left of the blank one, I thought that was a scrape on his shirt, not his eye.
Oh, I can see that. So there, or?
Yeah, there.
Okay. What about here?
Oh wait, no. Put that there. Oh no, put the one we just put there. Yeah, put him backing into the sheath towards the sword there, because he'd have to get to the sword first.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Right here.
Right there. That would be the. Was there a panel that had broken wrist? Oh no, that would probably be here dropping the knife.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, but there's the one where he's. Oh wait, but there's the one with the unsheathed sword in the living room.
Huh? No, this one
right there.
Do all of them go in, or?
Yes, all of them do go in.
Oh, great.
It's okay, we can come back to it. We have 17 minutes, so we're good.
Okay, so while she was in the restroom.
Yeah, go and move by her.
Yeah, okay, he would have to. It would have to be the screwdriver in the door handle, because he'd have to try and jam it, right?
Okay.
And then once that happened, it will probably be the picture of her bloodied hand, because you can see right there. That's...
Okay.
There's nothing there.
Okay.
Act 3 would consist of him picking up the lit roller and rolling everything up.
Okay.
And then after that, that would be him picking up the golf ball. That would be him heating the shirt into the incinerator.
Okay. Maybe there are ones that aren't supposed to be used.
And then after that, there's the torn off sleeve shirtlet.
Okay, so there are ones that aren't used.
Alright, I'm not confident about one of them.
Which one?
The one before the picking the lock with the screwdriver.
The one where she's dropping the knife.
Oh, this one?
Maybe. No, that would make sense. Although that's the same panel.
Yeah, the thing I'm not sure about is whether or not the sword actually specifically got unsheathed. I mean, I guess it probably did.
Yeah, because some of the gold powder came off of it.
But he would have had to have already unsheathed it at that point, right? But
that's true.
Plus, plus the picture of the icon of her dropping the knife is literally just a circular cutout of the actual
Yeah, I know.
For it.
That's why I was
seems like
on the
it
other
would be a
room.
strange thing to do.
So
Can I look at,
I would put the sword pointing out, getting ready to swing, before him actually swinging it at her.
And are there any other panels that we haven't used yet?
It would definitely.
I believe this is the only one. Yeah.
I feel like that's right. I think it's probably right the way it is. Because
her
taking out the sword, because the guy taking out the sword would, the one that we're not using, would have to go during the panel where he's blocking with the sheath. Because it'd have to go before he starts swinging it at her, right? And breaking her wrist. It would have to be the page 2. This one would have to go panel, the last panel of page 2. That's the only place that would go that would make sense.
Okay.
But him blocking while she's coming at him with the knife makes a lot more sense for the blocking panel, rather than the sword sticking out with him.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably right.
Okay. Alright.
At least
I'm okay with
I
this.
think.
Alright.
I'm able to,
why not?
We're not able to see.
Well, maybe him holding out the sword, and that's why she busts into the door.
That's why she runs into you.
Yeah, that's why she runs into the bathroom, is because he's holding out the sword. But he used the knife to kill, so it doesn't make sense to even hold out the sword and then ditch it for the knife instead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can come back to it.
So I think if we drop the knife,
if we mess them up, it'll let us move stuff around.
I think this is probably fine, and the only thing that would be different is the two that we have swapped.
Yeah.
Her dropping the knife and taking out the sword.
These two?
Yeah, I just don't understand why he would take out the sword, and it would show a panel of him pointing out the sword.
It is weird how this panel and him striking her,
both of the swords already
would be. Yeah, this is after the sword has been unsheathed. But this is the panel that this would be after.
I sort of think that one would make more sense, considering it's saying, "Oh look, you're being threatened right now," and she's like, "Oh frick, I better go into the bathroom because I'm being threatened."
Yeah.
So I
that makes sense.
Because specifically in the panel that we haven't used yet, she is sitting back holding her wrist, standing next to the doorway.
That's true.
While the sword is pointing out. Not the sword, but the fact that she's standing there is what makes me think that would be it. Because the panel we're using right now is just using a clip, just a cookie cutter clip from the previous picture, which doesn't really make sense. That it would be
the sword would have had to come out to leave those scratch marks in the wall.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Because considering Sayaka was the one backed against the wall, that means that she couldn't have caused the marks unless she was swinging behind herself, which we know she wasn't.
You're right.
So are we saying switch it?
I think we should switch it now, and we can switch it back if this doesn't work. But I kind of think this makes more sense. Because you're right, there are scratches on the wall. So like,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Swung to scratch at her, she would have dodged it and ducked into the into the bathroom. That's why the scratches hit the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense. I think it's probably this. That's my bet. But we can always go back.
Are we ready?
Don't get it right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here is you.
I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning.
We got that one right?
Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist.
It was this, okay.
And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife.
I thought so, but I didn't remember for 100% sure. Your arguments back and forth actually made me second guess and third guess and fourth guess. But I thought that was right.
Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hero's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief.
Good flavor text, thank you.
But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon?
We got it. First try. It's so satisfying when you get the climactic reenactment on the first try, because you get to listen to that music and have it all be correct.
It's true.
You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon,
That is kind of risky,
do you
though.
object to anything
You would
that's
think
been
that
said?
he would be able to just hide the shirt in his room, which only he has access to, and there would be during the investigation sequence, there would be no reason to investigate his room.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like, we only figured out that he was even a possible suspect now.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that he had he was one of the many people here who have,
motives.
well, I was gonna say long sleeve,
T-shirts. Yeah,
t-shirts that fit that script.
Yeah, you're right. So Leon, would you object to anything that's been said? I don't know.
No, it's fine.
Hell yes, I object. Of course I do. I object. I object. I object.
Objection.
All of this is just a bunch of stupid theories. You need evidence. Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit. It's bullshit, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Well then, I guess
Where's your
this
evidence?
is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
Wait, are we?
Wait, what is it?
Maybe this time, this calls for saving. Do we want to look real quick, or...?
That confused face means that we need to save.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, I know what it is.
I know what it is.
Should I say it?
Let's see if Nicholas can figure it out.
Do
you have an idea?
Scroll back to it again.
This music's almost starting to sound like Monkey Ball.
Like the GameCube one?
Yeah.
I can see it. Like the underwater area, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We'll, see. Bullet time battle. This is the thing that the skill that we have is for.
Okay.
I forget exactly what it does.
When the killer removed
This
the
is
screws
kind
from
of the
doorknob,
weirdest and
they didn't use
I think
anything
hardest
from the
mini-game.
room to do it. Instead, they must have used
Oh,
something that belonged to
yeah.
them.
Kyoko just gave the answer.
She kind of did.
Yeah.
She kind of did.
refuse to acknowledge you. You're
Oh yeah, it was also on the image.
stupid, stupid.
What?
It
was also in the image that they used a screwdriver to do it.
Yep. Plus, it's the only piece of evidence we haven't used yet. So.
Stupid, 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 stupid.
This part is a little cringy. I'll just let you know. And I'm not very good at it. The moment of truth.
The Tromative move?
Tromative move.
Where's your proof?
Oh.
You kidding me?
What?
Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Stop talking.
Oh, it's a rhythm minigame?
Yes.
Yeah. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. Stupid. You lied. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid.
Final strike.
Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Honestly, it's actually more in the future games in the series that I'm not very good at
Screws
it.
on the bathroom doorknob were removed.
I'm okay at rhythm games, but each game has a different version of that minigame, and especially the version in the third game is actually pretty difficult. I'm not very good at that.
I
In the
wonder
third
what
game.
kind of tool the killer
This
used
one's
to
actually not
remove
that
them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
That must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
It
Good
had to be their very own toolkit.
Good answer.
So they did.
Leo,
So they did go there with the
mind
intention to
showing us
kill.
your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Either that, at least his
And if you say
toolkit
you
would be
used
open.
it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's some freaking Nightmare Fuel right
That
there.
image was
you
also
have
in the
no
show.
rebuttal?
You don't remember that?
I have vaguely.
Okay.
Then it would seem we are finished here.
Oh, and I'm starting to like him too.
It hadn't been far enough in the game for me to form an opinion. Oh, I didn't get 1,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, you get coins based on how well you did.
We only had like 2 before going into this. Now we have 79.
Looks like you've reached your
Yeah.
verdict.
Freaking
Then
heck.
are we ready to
The way
cast
that
our votes?
the thing that it's a gachapon. The way that
Yeah.
it's a gacha system where you put in, you have a chance of getting one of the things, but the more of them you've collected, the more of a chance you'll get the one you already own.
Yeah.
And that's why they give you a lot of tokens.
Gotcha.
And you can put in more tokens in one spin in order to raise the odds you'll get something. So, makes sense.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection.
A lever?
Oh, just to remind you all.
How is a lever the most optimal way to
Sure
make a
you
decision
vote
out
for
of setup?
someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right?
13 options. Huh? How is a lever the most optimal way to make a decision out of 1 and 13 options? That's a good point.
Yeah,
a lever's
that is
usually
good.
either a yes or no. It's like a freaking bit or something.
Yeah, it's an on or off thing.
Yeah.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Just please, I want to do it real quick. Do it already.
Come on.
Ding ding ding. That's you. That's you. This is
Oh yeah, I forgot I can talk now. Oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The black kids, in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than young Kawata.
I like your voice. It's really good. It's really fitting. Dots.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch!
Son of a gun. What the heck is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why
I killed her first.
none of you are any different.
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just unlucky. That's all. Hey, come on!
I was confident it was like Mondo or Sakura or something like.
Yeah, you expect me to just accept my death?
Yes.
Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly it'd be better off if we'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with is really the truth, then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me. I can't afford to be stuck in here. Yeah, and I didn't notice it during the time. But she was giving subtle hints at saying stuff like, I think it'll give some examples. Yeah. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. And Sayaka. I did what it took to reach that dream, whatever I
Yeah, the minute she said that, I stopped joking around about suspecting her and actually started suspecting her.
Yeah, I mean it. Even some things that weren't so pleasant. Yeah. I didn't notice it the first time I played it. I noticed it this time, though. Because I was looking for it, because I knew it happened, of course. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So when she said...
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place?
Ouch.
I guess I'll never know. But there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's it. He's not a medium. He's not a spirit medium. I mean,
he can try his best, okay?
Well, actually, is he though? Actually, clairvoyant. I guess that might be. There's two different versions of clairvoyancy. There's one that can talk to the dead or see the future. Yeah.
Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrified. I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Dude, you're like doing this as well as I was
pretty good
Kakuya. You're doing.
That's yeah.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended into pure madness.
Wow, you're doing a really good
Dude,
Monokuma.
you freaking need to get one to voice acting.
What did you say?
You're so good at this.
I understand, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse.
Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that is all of it, everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but
That's enough.
yeah. As angry as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were going to give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Blackened, the young Kawada, will receive his punishment.
Punishment?
Well, one other thing I noticed.
Execution.
One other thing I noticed is the fact that she wanted that the way in which she got it so that the sword would be in your room.
This is the thing.
That's one thing
I think that they will talk about it in a minute. It's left specifically vague. It's not sure whether or not she was tricking you from the beginning. The impression that I got from it was the moment that she saw the video is when she started to think that.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
So all the stuff before that, with you getting the sword, that was all fine. That wasn't her trying to trick you. That was all real. And her wanting to be your friend and being your assistant and all that. Her remembering you from school and all that. I feel like that was actually real.
Mm-hmm.
But it was when she saw the video that she was like, now I am so desperate to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And she leaned back on the whole, I've done some unpleasant things in order to get where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that was more like proving that she was capable of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she had the will to do it.
But she wasn't intending on murdering and or framing you for the whole time. She wasn't. That's the impression that I got.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh yeah. I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she threw herself into the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing. But you chose not to.
Yep.
Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's
No,
why...
that's not...
Stop it. I've had enough of this.
Oh, are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? He killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand?
I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him.
What? I think that would have been more like a what?
Yeah, like a say what, but if it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who put us in this situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you?
Just shut up.
Okay, well, anyway, more importantly,
Thrills, chills, kills.
let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for. The punishment.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this.
Goodbye, Leon.
Come on now.
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it.
And these are the reasons, the big reasons, why these games are rated M. Yes, there's language, including plenty of F-bombs. Yes, of course, there was gore in the actual murder scene. Was there, though? But not really, because it's all pink and not realistic. This is the reason.
Stop, please.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Leon, come on.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna make you do that. That would have been wonderful. Yeah.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
No!
Is he gonna like chuck a baseball straight through his skull?
You'll see.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, these games are a little twisted. Just a little.
Oh dear gosh.
Yeah, someone needs to go check on SpikeChunsoft and see if everyone's okay over there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah? Yeah!
Oh my.
Yeah!
Jeez.
Yeah! When I first saw that, I was like, should I be playing this game?
Yeah. About that.
Those aren't my favorite parts of these games. Obviously, it's one of the biggest things of note about this series is the punishment sequences. I like murder mysteries and psychological horror I also find really interesting, although it's not always my favorite.
I'm not a big fan of psychological horror.
Yeah, psych horror makes me paranoid, and I hate being paranoid.
Yeah, this is definitely a psychological horror type of game in that sense, with those.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I mean, I just like murder mystery games. Like, I like Phoenix Wright.
Anyway.
Yeah, that was a true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
Woohoo! Extreme! I can't hold it though for that long. Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control.
You don't have to do that. That.
What's going on?
I can't take it.
Well, do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it.
Well?
Well, hey, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is swear to cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
That.
What he said.
Damn you!
Man, screw you. Why the heck are we doing all this evil crap? Or why the heck are you doing all this evil crap to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful secret society type of guy. Or in this case, a dark, awful secret society type of bear.
So why are you putting an upstanding citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
It seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. That's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible.
Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. You piece of crap. I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your butt into the ground.
You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame.
Of course we can't cut free of the outside world. Being trapped in this insane place.
You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you'll learn all the mysteries of this school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Anyway, let's get to the Blackened's punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to?
Sorry, I've said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. Now that.
And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak.
Uh-oh.
Yours is?
Yeah, the video's a little choppy.
Okay, well, we should almost be at a safe point.
Yeah, we're almost at a safe point. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second?
Oh boy.
She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about.
It's about Sayaka, isn't it?
I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself.
You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool, becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why. As she lay dying, she was thinking of you.
What?
She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you could know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you.
What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care about what happened to you, she never would have left that message.
Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility. But I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it.
Why are you telling me all this?
Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation.
Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How can I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go.
So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations of you.
As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka?
I'm psychic.
Oh, well.
Huh?
Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Freaking golden. Oh yeah, there's 3 of them dead already.
Yeah.
Also, we did not mention Junko at all.
Well, it wasn't her. It wasn't her trial.
You know.
It wasn't her trial.
Yeah, man. Why would we want that? Why is it a thing we would want?
All right.
To remember our friends.
And at that, that's where we're gonna end the episode here.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned next time. Yeah, it's a pretty twisted game, huh?
Yeah.
Freaking heck. Alright, well,
Yeah.
stay tuned until next time where we'll move on to the next one. I'm glad that we're going at a little bit of a higher pace than we were previously. I do, of course, want to keep the pace up going. Because we have so many other games we're trying to get to, and such little time to do them all. So...
I mean, we have time. It's not like we're not going to be able to, like, during the semester and stuff.
Yeah, but I would like to do them as quickly as possible.
Well, yeah,
we have a lot of games we're trying to get.
That's true, and they're all these type of like longer games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, this genre, you know, has a certain amount of time it takes, like the Phoenix Wright games.
Mm.
All
right.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
Bye.